Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Liz Loves Books. Let's talk about my 25 to 26 Romantasy Bingo TBR. I am so excited that this TBR has been created. Covers with Cassidy over here on YouTube, who I watch religiously and has really great content, has created this Year-Long Romantasy Bingo TBR, which is akin to the previous TBR that I just posted, which I'll link up above, which is my Year-Long Horror Bingo TBR, which was created by Sarah from Wicked Reading. So I will add both of them down in the cards below and above. But thank you to both of them for creating these Year-Long TBRs. They're really fun because it helps you prioritize the books that you have on your TBR, but also to maybe get to books that you weren't necessarily thinking about getting to. Each of these has a bingo board. I'll link the Romantasy bingo board right up here. And I'm just going to go through each prompt and description and tell you which books I'm going to read for it. We're going to be kind of short, quick, and snappy, but I'm also attempting to do hard mode for this one, just like I am with the Horror Bingo TBR and a Blackout, just because I'm a completionist. And part of the fun of my life is creating TBRs. Not necessarily always reading all of them, but creating them is so fun for me. So we are going to start off with our first prompt, which is new release. And the hard mode is you have to read it in the year that it was published. So if it was published in 2025, you have to read it in the end of 2025 or 2026. I am going to be reading Holly by Adeline Grace. This was just released this year, so I'm going to have to read it before the end of the year, which is perfect because it is a Christmas fantasy romance in the Belladonna series, book 3.5. This one currently has a 4.06 average rating on Goodreads, and I can't wait to get to it. Our next prompt is Hidden Identity, and the hard mode is Not Royalty. And I have this on as a maybe because I feel like I might find out later on if this person is actually royalty or not, but I'm unsure. But at the moment, I picked A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir, book 2 in her Ember in the Ashes series. It's a quartet, I believe. And it currently has a 4.22 average rating on Goodreads. Third prompt is Take Down the System, and hard mode is a dystopian setting. I am taking the rec that Cassidy gave. And finally, going to read Silver Elite by Danny Francis. This was so hyped earlier this year, and it currently has a 4.1 average rating on Goodreads, and the sequel, Broken Dove, is coming out next year. Then the next prompt is BIPOC author, and hard mode is Flowers on the Cover. And for this one, I am going to be reading The Emperor and the Endless Palace by Justinian Huang, book 1 in their new series. It is a YA sapphic book, so I'm very excited about it, and the cover is absolutely stunning with all those florals. Next is First Person, and hard mode is a new to you author. I am going to be trying to read Firebird by Juliet Cross, book 1 in this new series. This is a dark fantasy romance. It is a 3.68 average rating. It's probably lower because of all the controversy that went on when this book was released. I had gotten my Fairy Loot, invite from the waitlist, and this was the book that I had to pick from it. And so I got it, and I was really excited to read it, and then I heard all the conflict, so I am a little nervous about giving this book, attention. But I bought it, and it has really cool sprayed edges, and I had no choice but to choose it to get onto the waitlist. So I have it, so I want to give it a chance, and at least try to read it and see what I think. Blank of Blank, which is a common title in Romantasy books, and the hard mode is No Fae Protagonists. And I am going to be reading Shield of Sparrows by Daphne Perry. The book currently has a 4.41 average rating on Goodreads, and I'm very excited to try this one out. We have Indie to Trad, and the hard mode is that it is a sequel, and I believe this fits. Tell me in the comments if it doesn't, I'm not sure. But I'm going to be picking The Inadequate Heir by Daniel L. Jensen. It's book 3 in the Bridge Kingdom series, the start of the new duology in this series. And the book has a 4.11 average rating on Goodreads right now. And the next prompt is Rep Matters, and hard mode is Own Voices. I'm going to be trying out 5 Broken Blades by Mai Corland, This is book 1 in a new series. It has a 3.82 average rating on Goodreads. Our next prompt is to start a new series, and the hard mode is author writes in multiple genres. I had to search a little bit for this, but I'm going to be reading The Wind Weaver by Julie Johnson, book 1 in the Reigns of Remnants series. This has a 3.95 average rating on Goodreads, and this is my beautiful Fairy Loot edition. Then next we have urban setting, and the hard mode is in a secondary world, and that is Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair, book 1 in the Blood of Lilith series. This has a 4.04 average rating on Goodreads, and this one will be fun because it's, again, of course, an urban setting, but it seems like our world, but it's not. And I'm excited to try this one out because this is actually published by Bloom Books, who is typically like a contemporary romance publication, and the fact that they did this kind of like urban romance fantasy is really, really cool. Then next we have Ghosts and Ghouls, and the hard mode is The Love Interest is One. I am obviously going to be trying to read Enchantra by Kaylee Smith, book 2 in the Wicked Game series. This has a 4.32 average rating on Goodreads, and this one will most likely get done this year as well because it's on my 10 before the end TBR. I'm hoping to read it in November. We will see. And yeah, so that's what I picked for Ghosts and Ghouls. The next prompt is Microtrope, Voice Inside Their Head, and the hard mode is not an animal companion. I'm going with Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros because she can talk to her animal inside her head, but also the love interest, she can talk to him inside the head as well. This is book 2 in the Empyrean series, has a 4.36 average rating on Goodreads, and this is on my November TBR before I had made this TBR, so I figured throw it on there. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Then we have Friend Wreck, and the hard mode is Cassidy Recommends. And I'm going to be reading Quicksilver by Kelly Hart, which is book 1 in the Fae and Alchemy series. It has a 4.33 average rating on Goodreads, and I've heard so many people talk about this book and how much they love it, and I believe it's on Kindle Unlimited. I have to check, so I'm going to try to read it from there because I don't have a physical copy of it. But if I like it enough, maybe I'll get it, even though they now have the new hardcovers, which are kind of ugly and boring. But anyway, next prompt is Book Talk Hype, and hard mode is still indie when reading. And this one was so hard for me to find because everything's being from indie pub to trad pub and trying to find it while you're reading it. So I think this is a maybe. But if I can't find anything else, I think I'm going to bite the bullet and try to read Zodiac Academy, The Awakening by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. It's book 1 in a really long series. It's a 3.82 average rating on Goodreads. I have just heard either you really hate this or you really love it, and not to go into it expecting like amazing, fantastic, life-changing writing and plot lines, but just to go in it for a good, silly, fun time. So I'm hoping that I can do that when I read it on Kindle Unlimited, and we will see. Then next prompt is Forbidden Romance and Not Enemies to Lovers. I took Cassidy's Wreck for this as well because I have it on my shelf, and that is Blood Mercy by Bella Roth, book 1 in the Blood Grace series. This has a 3.92 average rating on Goodreads. These characters were best friends before they became lovers, and this is a chonker. This is a weapon. I could just like knock someone out, but it's really pretty as well. Then the next prompt is Trials, and the hard mode is an academic setting. I'm going to be trying Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. It's book 1 in a new series. It has a 4.01 average rating on Goodreads. I've just heard a lot of really good things about this one. It has been compared to Rachel Gillig's The Shepherd King duology because of the use of like tarot card magic in the story. But I've also heard that besides that, they're very, very different. So I have to remember that going in when I read it. The next prompt is 2+ love interests, and the hard mode is Not a Love Triangle, and I'm going to be reading Warrior Princess Assassin by Bridget Kemmerer, book 1 in the Braided Fate series. This has a 3.99 average rating here on Goodreads, and I've been hearing a lot of really good things about this book as well, and this is the beautiful Fairy Loot edition, which is stunning. I'm excited about this one. Then we have a Single POV, and the hard mode was pubbed more than 5 years ago. And this was just hard because I'm trying to do as many as I can that are on my TBR, and I looked through my spreadsheet and I finally was able to find one. And so I'm going to be reading Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi, book 1 in her really, really popular series, and has a 3.84 average rating on Goodreads, which is really good considering this was published back, I think, in like 2011. So a 3.8 for that many years later is really, really good. This is a YA kind of dystopian romance series, so probably the least romantasy of all of them, but it still counts, I think. We have a court setting, and the hard mode is an animal on the cover. And I picked A Fate Forged in Fire by Hazel McBride, book 1 in the Bonded to Beast series. It has a 3.73 average rating on Goodreads currently, and I think that this will count. I mean, it has the dragon on the cover, but it does say that there is a court sitting, but I don't think it's in it the entire time. But I just said court sitting in general, and they're there at one point, so I think I'm going to count it. We'll see when I read it. And the darkness is approaching. Even with my ring lights and everything, it just keeps going dark, light, dark, light. We're almost done. Next is Portal Fantasy, and hard mode is a retelling or reimagining. Much like a lot of people I've seen with these videos so far, they are reading the Beasts of the Briar series, and I am on book 4, Broken by Daylight by Elizabeth Helen. And it says a 4.28 average rating on Goodreads, and I love this series so much, and I really need to continue it. I've had this book on 1 TBR this year, and I haven't read it. This is my Fairy Loot edition. Then we have Reluctant Allies to Lovers, and hard mode is Marriage of Convenience. I'm going to be reading House of Bane and Blood by Alexis L. Menard, book 1 in the Vows and Vengeance series. This was another Indie to Trad published book. It has a 3.96 average rating on Goodreads. I have heard nothing but good things about this series. Again, it's a little different for me because I believe it is like an urban fantasy, but with a secondary world. Yes. So, we'll see if I like it. I really hope I do. So, then we have a one-word title, and the hard mode is Gothic. I didn't have anything like this on my TBR, so I looked at other videos, and a lot of people have suggested Anathema by Carrie Lake, book 1 in the Eating Woods duology. It has a 4.23 average rating on Goodreads, and this is a dark fantasy, so we'll see if this one or Firebird is darker. I feel like they're both dark in different ways, and we'll see if it's, for me, it's also really, really long and chunky, so fingers crossed. Then next we have Shifters, and the hard mode is Not Wolves. And I, again, with suggestions from other videos, I'm going to be reading Empire of Flame and Thorns by Marion Blackwood, book 1 in the Flames and Thorns series. This has a 4.02 average rating on Goodreads, and I believe this one is also indie and is being traditionally published as well. I have to find, though, where I can read it, because I'm not sure if it's on Kindle Unlimited or available at libraries, so I might have to purchase it. Then we have 2 more left. Weapon on the cover, and the hard mode is A Powerless MC. I couldn't think of anything else, and most people with videos have suggested Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and that's book 1 in the Powerless series. It has a 4.16 average rating on Goodreads. I'm just not super interested in this one, so I'm going to keep an eye out and see if there's anything else I can find that fits it. And it's the hard mode that's tricky for this one, is that it's a Powerless MC. So I'm going to keep an eye out. Let me know in the comments below if there are any that you could suggest that have a weapon on the cover and the main character doesn't have powers. Okay, finally, last one. It is Chunky series, and the hard mode is that they are interconnected. And again, I didn't really have anything like this on my TBR for romantasy. I've got some that are just fantasies. So I'm going to be reading Blood and Steel by Helen Schurer, book 1 in the Legends of Thesmar series. It has a 4.19 average rating on Goodreads, and this is interconnected because you have the Legends of Thesmar, which I think is a 3 or 4 book series, and now Melissa is releasing The Ashes of Thesmar, another trilogy series in the same world. So that works for interconnected. And wow, I've been talking for so long, my voice is so sore, and I can't wait to drink some water. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books, which ones I should start off with. I am so glad you guys were here with me and listen to me ramble forever and ever, amen. And I look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye, guys.